Women of Reddit. What's something every girl should know but is rarely taught? I know I'm late to the party, but even if only one person sees this, there is no shame in doing a pregnancy test. In fact, if something is weird with your hormones body that you haven't experienced much before, it's always better to do a test just to be sure. Even if it's unlikely you are pregnant. If there is any likelihood at all, just do the test and be sure. I heard of it so many times at this point that even fully grown women hesitate, sometimes for weeks, to do a test, and it can land you in hot waters. Besides, it is agony to have that creeping doubt. Every contraceptive can fail, and it's much better to know early and have all the options. On that same note, cheap pregnancy tests work exactly the same and are just as effective as expensive pregnancy tests. I keep a multi-pack of cheap stick tests just to be sure. It's okay to be rude if someone won't leave you alone. You don't owe anyone your time or energy. Strategies for financial independence, self-defense, self-love, and assertive communication. How to measure a bra. Ladies, when you go for a smear test, or pap smear for my American gals, they guess the size of the instrument, the speculum, they need to use on you based on your height. It shouldn't be painful. You can ask for a smaller one if it hurts. They just don't offer that info out. How to wash genitals. Many women have gotten infections due to not knowing how to wash themselves. Like fragrant soaps or douching is obviously bad but not taught very often. Edit. https u2.be/9v1e0vmgnh4. This video by an OBGYN will show you how to clean your vulva. So, what is your excuse for not calling your mother? Caught her forging checks in my name. Edit. Thanks for all the love and support, and so upset to hear this has happened to so many others. She's sitting right next to me. She's dead. She has dementia and has forgotten how to use the phone. Unless an aide is in the room when I call, the phone will just ring and drive her crazy. I visit her in person instead, even though sometimes she doesn't know who I am. Last time I saw her, she yelled at me to go live with my dad, and when I actually started packing my things and leaving, she yelled, "You don't want to take care of your own mother," and proceeded to beat me and call the cops, saying I'm the one who hit her, even though I had cuts, marks, and bruises all over my face and neck. She never got in trouble, and she did all this in front of my 3-year-old sister. She also told me I would be dead if I ever came back. We haven't spoke since, and I don't plan to ever speak to her again. The last time I spoke with her, I got to update her on what I'm doing for work. Yet another shitty entry-level job instead of a career she can be proud of. Criticism over a hobby that I picked up, and it has to at least make money, wandering. Criticism over me and my family still being in the same old tiny apartment. Thanks, Mom. This is why it's difficult for me to relate to people who had a strong, healthy connection to their parents. Who's a dead celebrity that you actually miss? Alan Rickman. Fred Rogers. I miss my favorite neighbor constantly. Terry Pratchett. There's a very cogent argument to be made that he was holding reality together. Steve Irwin and Robin Williams. Robin Williams. Phil Hartman. No one did impersonations the way he did. And his Simpsons characters were some of the best. Non-Germans. What comes to your mind when you think of Germany? The word, "neen." Amazing ability to jam an entire paragraph into one long word. Bratwurst and Rammstein. Kurzgesagt. I went to Germany on an exchange trip. I think of my host family fondly, and these pancakes with frosting my host mother made me. They were apparently made for American soldiers. I can't remember the name of, but I loved them. They know their engineering. For people who have pets, would you pay extra tax, meaning all healthcare for animals is free? You should be asking non-pet owners if they would pay the tax. Yes, but can we do humans first? It's not a tax if you're asking pet owners. It's insurance. It would be a tax if it applied to non-pet owners. I think a more fair question would be people without pets. Every dairy farm and slaughterhouse immediately claims thousands of emotional support bovine. No, I love animals. But many taxpayers are never going to own a pet and would never need or want that service. It's not fair to use tax funds on something that doesn't benefit the entire community. And yes, some people will never have kids and their taxes will still pay for schools and playgrounds. But those kids will grow into adults whose taxes pay for Social Security when those child-free people retire. So it is a net benefit for society. What's your comfort show? Great British Baking Show. Contestants are so kind to each other, warms my heart. How it's made. Futurama! Exclamation mark. Schitt's Creek is proper fluff 20 minutes perfect for dinner watching. King of the Hill. 90s Simpsons. What is a skill everyone should learn? Shutting the fuck up when necessary. Learning how to say no. CPR. Everyone should have to do a CPR course in high school or when getting their driver's license. I don't know how this isn't a standard thing worldwide. To swim. Admitting when you're wrong. Honestly, something I need to work on. How to recognize when people just want to be left alone and to respect their needs and boundaries. Subscribe, my brothers.